From the Caribbean News Desk, the morning edition. Good morning. I'm Denis Chabrol.
And I'm Kendol Morgan with the latest from across the Caribbean.
Bahamian opposition parliamentarians were thrown out of the House of Assembly yesterday as they protested the Speaker's refusal to allow the opposition leader to speak following the Prime Minister's update on the U.S. indictment of 11 Bahamians for drugs and arms trafficking. House Speaker Patricia DeVoe was initially forced to suspend the sitting after Deputy Opposition Leader Shannon Cartwright grabbed the mace, the symbol of authority in the House, and threw it out of the window.
Honourable members, remove that member from this place. Remove the honourable member for St. Barnabas from these proceedings. It has been moved and seconded that the business of this House be suspended for 15 minutes.
The House erupted into further chaos as opposition members linked arms to resist the police officers' removal of Cartwright, prompting the Speaker to call it a dark day for the Bahamas.
For the first time in my life, when I took the oath of office, I felt challenged and I was in fear for my life. I will review the tapes and I will apprise the country later of my findings. But during today's event, I was assaulted, I was almost hit. The Honourable Deputy Speaker was given a blow to the head and has to go to hospital. And we have a police officer with terrible damage to his leg. This is Parliament. And this Speaker, I'm strong. I will uphold the rights of the Bahamian people.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Shannon Cartwright, is defending his decision to throw the Speaker's mace out of the House of Assembly's window. Cartwright accused the government and the Speaker of trying to stifle opposition voices.
The mace is the symbol of the Speaker's authority that's been given to her by the Bahamian people. And so today we say enough is enough, and we give the power back to the people. We want this government to stop trying to suppress the voices of the Bahamian people, to come clean. Our country is in shambles. And so we say today, enough is enough.
And the Bahamas Police Commissioner Clayton Fernandez has resigned as the fallout continues from last week's U.S. indictment of 11 Bahamians, including 3 police and defense force officers. Prime Minister Philip Davis announced the commissioner's departure in yesterday's sitting of the House of Assembly.
Madam Speaker, I've met with the Commissioner of Police. I have received and accepted his resignation. The Commissioner of Police has served the force with distinction. I want to emphasize that there are no allegations of wrongdoing against him, but the Royal Bahamas Police Force needs change. I have identified a highly qualified successor who is well suited to oversee the necessary reforms and change needed.
Barbadian civil engineer Daniel Best is the new president of the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB. He is the first president of the bank who does not have a direct finance or banking background. The Barbados-based CDB said he is the holder of a first degree in civil engineering, a master's degree in construction engineering and management, and a master of business administration. Trinidadian investment banker and CDB vice president Gregory Hill lost out in his bid after talks between Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and his Barbados counterpart Mia Mottley. Mr. Best replaced noted St. Lucian and international economist Dr. Hyginus Jean Leon, who was effectively forced out of the CDB presidency, causing several Eastern Caribbean leaders to be upset with an apparent breach of procedure.
Guyana is building its tourism sector to sustain itself long after the end of the oil and gas sector. Before Guyana's oil industry started, there were just about 1,000 hotel rooms. However, the room stock is expected to be more than 3,000 as several large and medium-sized branded hotels are being built. Tourism Minister Onish Walwyn says the government will be relying on international conferences, exhibitions, nature tourists, sport, concerts, carnivals, and visits by overseas-based Guyanese to sustain the hotel sector.
By the time 50 years, 40 years and the oil and gas is gone, we would have had 50 years of this kind of strategic investment in the tourism sector that we will see Guyana becoming a major powerhouse. That is the vision. That is the vision of our president, that we become a powerhouse for tourism worldwide. And you'll find all kinds of people coming to Guyana. And we've seen the strategy. Guyana is a baby at this. And we are already seeing the upward trajectory. We are already seeing the growth.
She says Guyana is also intensifying its marketing and twinning its product with several Caribbean destinations. This has been the Morning Edition from the Caribbean News Desk. You may contact us by phone or WhatsApp on +592 700 9293. Thanks for listening.